Hello, friends. Today we will discuss the definition, nature, and scope of economics. So, definition of economics. Economics is the social science that studies how individuals, households, businesses, and governments allocate scarce resources to satisfy unlimited wants and needs. It examines the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services, focusing on decision-making process under constraints like limited resources, time, or information. Nature of economics. Social science. Economics and analyzes human behavior and societal interactions concerning resource allocation, making it a social science rooted in understanding choices and their consequences. Study of scarcity and choice. It addresses the problem of scarcity, where resources are finite but wants are infinite, requiring individuals and societies to make choices about resource use. Positive and normative aspects. Economics is positive science because it focuses on the objective analysis describing what is through facts and cause and effect relationship. Its laws can be proved mathematically also. For example, we can understand analyzing inflation's impact on purchasing power. So it is positive science because it establishes cause and effect relationship. It is also normative science or normative economics. It involves subjective judgment about what ought to be, incorporating values and policy recommendations, for example, suggesting tax policies to reduce inequality. It also suggests social security measures, etc. Dynamic and interdisciplinary. Economics evolves with societal changes and integrates insights from psychology, sociology, and political science to understand complex systems. Analytical and empirical. It uses models, theories, and data to analyze economic phenomena, predict outcomes, and guide decisions. The scope of economics. The scope of economics is broad, encompassing various branches and applications that address individual and societal issues. It can be divided into key areas. Microeconomics focuses on individual economic units such as consumers, firms, and markets. Topics include consumer behavior, how individuals make choices based on preferences, income, and prices. Producer behavior, how firms decide what to produce, how much to produce, and at what cost to produce. Market structure, analyzing competition, monopolies, oligopolies, and market equilibrium. Resource allocation, studying how resources like labor, capital, and land are distributed. For example, analyzing how a rise in coffee prices affect consumers' demand and cafes' profits. Macroeconomics examines economy as a whole, focusing on aggregate variables. It includes topics like national income, output, measuring GDP, GNP, and economic growth, inflation and employment, studying price levels, purchasing power, and joblessness. Monetary and fiscal policy, analyzing government spending, taxation, and central bank actions. International trade and finance, exploring trade balances, exchange rates, and global economic interactions. For example, evaluating how interest rate change by a central bank affect national inflation and employment. Other branches, development economics, focuses on improving economic condition in developing nations, addressing poverty, inequality, and growth. International economics studies global trade, foreign exchange, and economic integration. Public economics analyzes government policies, taxation, public goods provision. Behavioral economics integrates psychology to understand irrational decision making. Environmental economics examines the economic impact of environmental policies and resource sustainability. Applied economics. Economics applies to real world issues like healthcare, education, agriculture, and technology. It informs policy making, business strategies, and individual financial decisions. For example, using economic models to design carbon taxes to combat climate change. Economic methodology employs tools like mathematical models, statistical analysis, and econometrics to test theories and predict outcomes. Uses qualitative and quantitative approaches to study economic behavior and trends. Key characteristics of the scope: wide applicability. Economic applies to personal finance, business decisions, government policies, and global issues. Interdisciplinary reach. It intersects with fields like sociology, political science, and environmental science.